Like it or not, we're human beings, and we forget things. But when you write it down, you're not going to forget it. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lolu and this is my very first video for the year 2021. Well, I'm super excited and very grateful to be here because just to think of the events of last year, so many things happened, but I'm just happy that, I'm here in this moment. And well, what better way to introduce the year through this video? Now, this video is just going to be very different, no projects per se. I'm just going to be sharing with you guys all the lessons that I'm bringing into 2021 that are basically going to serve as my pillars. Now, like I said, 2020 was very eventful and there was so many things to learn. And if there's one thing I'm bringing with me, is just the sense of gratitude. But aside from that, there are also a few other things that I've noted down that I feel should be an integral part of this year, not just, for me, but for everyone basically. So hopefully you pick a thing or two and, we'll see how it goes. But without further ado, let's get right to it. So what I've done is I have written down a couple of things here that I want to share, and I'm just going to get right to it. So the first thing I wrote was write everything down. That is something that I didn't take time to do last year. I forgot so many things I was planning to do. I couldn't manage my time and my schedule properly. And, I'm going to do things differently this year, basically. And I hope for people out there who are seeing this video, I hope you take time to actually write things down because, like it or not, we're human beings, and we forget things. But when you write it down, you're not going to forget it. It's always going to be down on paper or somewhere on your laptop or your phone. Please take time to write your ideas down, to write your dreams down, and you can even go as far as vision boarding, or what they call prayer boarding. Just put your goals for the year down in, like a board, on a board, and hang it somewhere where you get to see it, or put it somewhere where you get to see it all the time. That actually helps. And then writing down helps you break down your ideas and dreams into little steps. That way it leads to the second thing, which is make time to plan. Now, I can't even overemphasize that it's very important to plan things out. I am someone who likes to work with schedules. Sometimes it's a problem, sometimes it's not, but I just know that I like to plan out everything. And even if I don't see the final outcome, I need to be able to see the steps. That's an important thing. So just take time to plan whatever it is that you want to do, whatever project you want to undertake. Just take your time to plan. Now, the third thing is learning never ends. If there's anything I did last year, and I think I did pretty well, was to actually learn a lot. So I just picked up on my skills, just to try to brush up on my skills, because um, last year I actually did relocate to a new place, and it was actually difficult to just dive back right into my career. So what I did was to pick up my old skills and start to brush up. So I did a lot of online learning, since we couldn't do one-on-one learning because of the COVID. So I used sites like Skillshare, Coursera, Udemy. Those guys are actually really good. And those three helped me. And trust me, Google and YouTube, they are free. It's amazing that these resources are available. Learning never ends. You need to keep learning. You need to pick up new skills or brush up on your old skills. That's very important as well. Now, the fourth thing is do not juggle too many things at once. This was my biggest struggle. In fact, I need to repeat it again. Do not juggle too many things at once. This I did very poorly. And the reason is because I didn't have a proper plan in place, to put things into proper schedule, plan my time on how to manage all the things I wanted to do. And I ended up doing too many things and not really achieving much. So this year is going to be a bit different. I'm going to do, a lot of things, yes. But I figured what works for me is to do one thing at a time, or better still, plan properly if I'm going to do more than one thing at a time. That way, nothing really suffers, none of the projects or, plan really suffers. That is something to consider. Now to the fifth point, that is, it's not always going to be perfect. I'm not a perfectionist by any means, but I just like to do things down to the tiny little dot. I like to, read stuff down to the tiny little dot. I need to understand everything. But I figured that was a very good way to waste time, because I should have been more concerned about doing things right than getting things perfectly done, especially for new things I was learning. So yeah, I figured rather than waste time and get frustrated in the process, why not just enjoy the process and learn to get things right? And then in time they get perfect. As you practice more and more, whatever it is you're gonna do, don't worry too much about getting it perfectly the first time. Give yourself some time, work at it, do it until you get it right. And then we can now search for perfection or strive for perfection. That is one point. And then number 6, do not do life alone. I can't say how grateful I am for the people I have around me, especially since I, relocated. It's been amazing. Back home, it wasn't a thing to do life alone. You always have community, but here it's different. And I was just lucky to have people around me, people who have been there, people who have done the things I want to do. And it was amazing having the support from them, because I didn't even need to ask them for anything physically. Just having the presence there, the guidance was more than enough for me. So please, please, please try to not do life alone. There are times where you'll be low and you just need someone to talk to, or someone to guide you, or someone to push you just a little bit. Yeah, so it's important to not do life alone. Now to the next point, commit everything to God. I am a Christian, and proudly so. And I would say I pray over every little thing, even if it's the tiniest detail. So when you write and you plan, commit what you have written down, your goals, your vision, your desires, commit them to God. Commit your plans to God and all of that. And, things just tend to work out a different way when you do that. And if you ask me, there's more, you find it easier to work when you have this in place, when you have done this step. So the next point is commit your plans to God. I'm a Christian, and I am proudly so. I would be lying if I said that I do not pray over even the tiniest detail. Yes, it's very, very important. I think it's important. So I try to do it all the time. When I write stuff down, when I make plans, I like to commit it to God's hands in prayer. So if you're a Christian like me, you should also consider doing the same. It makes the work more seamless, if you ask me. And yeah, I think it works for me that way. So these are the few points to just wrap everything up. There were 3 sayings or 3 phrases I picked from some podcasts I listened to last year, and interestingly, they're all from the same person. And I will share his name, Les Brown. I'm sure he's very popular. He's got a lot of podcasts on YouTube and iTunes, and check them out when you have the time. But the 3 things I picked, the first is anything worth doing is worth doing badly until you get it right. The next one is, to be successful, you must be willing to do the things today that others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow that others won't have. And then the last one is, no one can take better care of your dream than you. So these are the three things I'm going to hang up in my room, just so I get to see them every day, because they're a strict, strong, firm reminder of, what I stand for this year and going forward, and for me, just hanging them up there on the wall just helps me always look at it. I always have it in view. So if you're someone who's interested in doing something like that as well, I will share with you how I did mine in one of the next videos I will do. And you should consider also doing same if you want to. If it works for you perfectly, it works for me. So for this video, this is all that there is. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section below. And more importantly, hit the notification bell just underneath, right there. It's a little bell, and you get an update or a notification every time I post a new video. I will see you in my next video, and until then, do take care.